Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me on this 30-day Pilates journey. Today is day 1 and we are going to be focusing on this journey on centering. So we are going to be focusing on finding our abdominals, our strength and our stability, all in this area that we call the powerhouse in Pilates. So think of the area right here, kind of below the shoulder girdle area, all the way down to the bottom of our hips, right? So this whole area, front, back, side to side, is our powerhouse. We are going to focus on finding that, using that, strengthening at that, and it's just gonna make your, not only your workouts, your Pilates workouts, other workouts, you're gonna feel such a difference in those, but it's also gonna make a difference in your everyday lives as well. So you can move better, move more efficiently by supporting your structure, by supporting your body. So I hope you guys enjoy this. We are gonna get started laying on our backs today. So you're gonna lay all the way down, and you're gonna bring your arms down by your sides to start. So you're gonna have your feet just comfortably on the mat with your knees bent, okay? Now, I want you to feel your shoulders opening, right? So no rounding or lifting your shoulders off. Let them release and relax. And just let everything go, right? Try not to hold anything in the body, hold any tension, don't tighten any muscles here. And I want you to take your hands and place them on your ribs, so right here on your ribs. And I want you to take a deep inhale, and I want you to feel the breath being sent into the hands, so expanding the ribs. So I want you to take a deep breath in, inhale. And then exhale. Let it all go. And let's do that again. Deep breath in, inhale. And exhale, release. Okay, let's do that a few more times. So as you can see, when we're moving the breath into the hands, into the ribs, we're doing this rib cage breathing, right? Front to back, side to side. Good, last one, deep breath in, inhale. And exhale. And hopefully with that you felt that your lower belly here was not lifting and lowering as much. So there's nothing wrong with that belly breath. It's very relaxing. But for what we're gonna focus on, we're gonna focus on this lateral rib cage breathing so that we can keep everything through here stable and strong, okay? So that's something you may wanna practice, is that rib cage breathing. So from there now, I want you to go ahead and bring your hands down to the mat. So arms are down by your sides. And you're gonna find here in this long spine that we are in what we call a neutral spine. So your ribs are nice and heavy, your pelvis is nice and heavy, right? You're not holding any tension anywhere. So I want you to take a deep breath in now into this neutral spine. And then on your exhale, I want you to flatten your low back into the mat, pull your belly button down as you lift your bum, the bottom of your pelvis, off the mat. And then you want to inhale back to neutral. And then exhale again, it's just that lower part of our spine, our lumbar spine, that's moving. And then inhale back to neutral. And exhale. Inhale. Good, exhale. Inhale, hopefully you'll start to feel the core engage, the abdominals as you pull that belly down. Good, let's do 2 more. Good, exhale. Inhale, last one. Good, and inhale. Now we're gonna keep this nice flat pelvis, right? Our nice neutral pelvis. I want you to place your fingers into the inside of the bony part of your hips here. So you find the bony part of your hips and you just kind of move your fingers right to the inside of that. So we have this muscle here called the transverse abdominis, the seatbelt muscle that we call it, that wraps all the way around to the back side of our body. So We're gonna engage this now without moving any other part of our body. So what that means is on your exhale, you're gonna pull belly down and kind of, so you're pulling down and out so that you're kind of stretching this area, tightening it almost like a corset wrapping around the whole bottom part of that body or the whole bottom part of that torso. So I want you to take a breath in into the rib cage and then exhale. Start to tighten this area here. Good, inhale. Exhale. It's a very gentle movement, so you're not really pulling down too hard and bracing so much that you're starting to move the spine or move the pelvis. So deep breath in, inhale. Exhale. You should feel that muscle tightening up underneath those fingers. Let's do 2 more. Deep breath in, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Good, keeping that neutral spine now. I want you to go ahead and we're gonna do single leg toe taps here. So we're gonna start to bring your right leg into tabletop and then your left, okay? Now while you do that, I want you to think here, can you keep your ribs down, right? We wanna keep the ribs in line with the pelvis, so I don't want any popping of the ribs up. The ribs stay pressing into the mat. If you need a little pillow here to lift yourself up, to bring your ribs down even more, go ahead and do that. That'll help you get into better alignment. So legs are in tabletop here. Bring your arms down by your sides. You're gonna take an inhale as you tap the right toe down. Don't let the ribs pop. Exhale, lift back up. Inhale, left toe taps down. Exhale, lift. Good, keep alternating. Inhale, exhale. Good, inhale, exhale, very nice. Good, with each exhale, it's belly towards spine. Feeling that engagement through here. I'm feeling nice strength work right through here, right? So I can feel that stability, I can feel that strength without arching my spine. Good. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, exhale. Last one on the other side. Inhale, exhale. Very nice. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and stay with one side here. So we're gonna take our right leg and our left arm. And we're gonna take the right toe to the mat as the left arm goes back, and then we're gonna pull it back to center. So let's do that again. Inhale, same side, exhale. So now both arm and leg are going away from the body, which is even harder to keep the rib cage down. So you wanna make sure you're not bringing that arm back too far that your rib cage starts to pop. All right, everything needs to stay in that nice straight line. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Good. Let's switch to the other side. Right arm lifts, and then the left toe taps down as we inhale back, exhale up. Good, inhale, exhale. So there's a big difference between doing this movement where you're just kind of throwing the arm and the leg away from each other, right? And doing it with control and deepening and finding that center, that core, right? So when the center's strong, you should be able to move that arm and that leg without shifting the rest of the body. Good, let's do 2 and 1. Good, bring the arms down by your sides. All right, now I want you to bring both arms up to the sky, and we're gonna do an opposite arm leg reach. We're gonna alternate now arms and legs. So first thing I want you to do is send your right leg long as you reach your left arm back and your right arm comes down by your sides, and then you bring it back to center. Switch to the other side. So it's that opposite arm, opposite leg reaching apart, right? This is even harder as you start to reach that leg long instead of keeping it bent. So maybe your leg only goes straight up to the sky. Maybe that's as low as it can go before you start to arch your back and lose that strength, that center. Good. And inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let's do one more each side. Last one. Good. Place the feet on the mat and lower the hands down. Okay. We're gonna move into our ab curl now. So we're gonna bring the legs back to tabletop. Bring the arms up to the sky. This time I want you to keep the legs in tabletop to start. Taking your inhale, on your exhale, you wanna keep your pelvis where it is, but you wanna lift up from the rib cage as you bring your arms down by your sides. Inhale, lower back down. Exhale, lift. Good. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. So now not only are we finding that lower abdominal muscle, the transverse abdominis, but you've got that rectus abdominis here, right? Coming right down the center, that's helping us come up into that flexion. Good. Exhale, lift. Now hold here. Now when we come up, we're gonna reach a single leg out, and we're gonna alternate when we do that. So on your next exhale, we lift up, reach that right leg long, and then you lower back down, pull it in. Next time, left leg reaches, and then we lower. Good, keep that moving. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Let's do 3 more sets. 3. Now, if this is too much, just keep the legs in that tabletop position and don't add the leg reaches. 2. You've got 1 more set. 1 and 1. Good. Bring everything all the way in. All right. Now, I want you to go ahead and bring the arms back up to the sky. I want you to lift back into your ab curl. This time, hold yourself in your ab curl. Single leg reaches, not lowering the head down. Good. Reach, reach. So every time you reach the legs long, you're challenging that center, challenging that core even more. Let's do 3, 2, 1, 1. Good. Lower everything all the way down. All right. Keep those knees pulling into your chest. Let's go ahead and rock up to a seated position. And then we're going to flip ourselves over into all 4s. So even though we're in a different position, facing down towards the floor, I want you to think of using all the same ideas here, right? So imagine your back was on the mat, right? You're not gonna be kind of hanging out like this, and you're not gonna be arched and rounded or tucking your tailbone under. You imagine that that spine is nice and long. So you are gonna have to use that core so you're not just letting your back go. You're using that transverse abdominis to pull the belly in and up. So we're gonna practice that here first. So I want you to, and I'm gonna lift my shirt up a little bit so you can see my belly. So you're not gonna move your spine at all. I want you to make sure your shoulders are over your wrists and your knees are under your hips. So I want you to take an inhale as you let the belly drop down towards the floor. And then on your exhale, pull that belly up towards the spine without arching the back. Good. And then inhale, let the belly drop down. And exhale, pull it in and up. Good. Let's do that again. Inhale, let it drop down. So just let everything go in your belly. Exhale, pull it up. So this is a nice way to practice engaging through your transverse abdominis because you get to pull the belly up, right, using or away from gravity. Good. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now I want you to keep your spine just like that. Keep your core here. So now I want you to use that lateral ribcage breathing instead. And we're going to hover the knees in this nice long spine. So I want you to tuck your toes under. Good. Take an inhale into the ribs. Exhale, belly to spine. And then lift the knees, hover, and hold. Good. I want you to hold here, taking deep inhales and exhales. Finding that center, right? That's what's keeping you stable, keeping you steady, keeping this out of your back, right? So we don't want to be arching the spine. 2 more deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Go ahead and lower those knees all the way down. All right. So now we're going to take our right leg and reach it out long. So in this position, still that long spine, and make sure that hip bone is not opening up, but still staying facing the floor. All right. All right. Now you're going to take your inhale here. Then you're going to take an exhale and just pull the knee under, but without moving the spine. Inhale, send the leg back. Exhale, pull it in. Good. Inhale back. Exhale in. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, reach it out and hold it there. Now we're gonna add the opposite arm. So this is similar to what we did on our back. Find that core, find that stability, that center. Reach that left arm out nice and long. If this does not work, just keep that hand on the mat. So we're gonna take our inhale here. If we find that strength in our center, we can more easily extend and reach, right? Take an inhale here. Now exhale, you are gonna round the spine as you pull knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen back out. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach. Exhale, round. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Reach it out one last time. Good, and then bring it in one last time and hold. Good, take a deep breath in. Exhale, belly to spine. Last one, inhale. Exhale, and then lower that arm and hand back down. All right, we're gonna do all of that now on the other side. So let's start first by setting back up in that upper body. So really press yourself away from your mat, right? Make sure that core is engaged. I want you to reach that left leg now nice and long. Now keep your spine long, take an inhale. Exhale, bring that knee back under the body. Good, inhale, send it out. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, send it out. Exhale in. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Good, now inhale, reach it out long. Make sure the hip is squared off to the floor. Now send that right arm out and forward if that works for you. So keep pulling everything else into the center, right? Rib cage, pelvis, it's all pulling into the center at the same time that you're reaching the limbs away. So take an inhale here. Exhale, round now, knee to elbow as you bring it under. Inhale, reach it away. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pulling everything into center. Good, last two. Last one. Good, inhale, reach it away. And then exhale, pull it back under, hold here, take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Good, now go ahead and lower the hands all the way down. All right, take your wrists, sit onto your heels. Just do some nice wrist circles here. We're on those wrists a little bit. Take a couple deep breaths, roll your shoulders around if you need to. All right, let's come back forward onto our hands for a little bit longer. So we're gonna find a kneeling plank position. I want you to widen your knees, maybe a little bit wider than you normally would, maybe about shoulder distance apart. And then you're gonna bring your hips forward so that your shoulders are right over your wrists. Now, I want you to feel that you're pressing your hips forward and kind of pulling them up just a little bit to engage that core. So you're not dumping into your back here, right? You want to stay lifted in your center. All right, so now feel strong here, feel stable. We're gonna start to lift one arm at a time. So you're gonna start to lift that right arm up and forward. Good, bring that arm down, switch to the other side. Good, so we're trying our best to not rock side to side, but again, stay in that center. This is not easy. Inhale, arm comes up. Exhale, bring it down. Good, inhale, arms lift, arm lifts, exhale, lower. Good, you've got 2 more each side, so that also you're trying to keep those hips steady too. Woo! Inhale, exhale, last set. Inhale, exhale, one more. Inhale, exhale, beautiful. Sit back in child's pose real quick to come off those hands. So that right there takes a lot of centering, a lot of core strength and stability to do that in that proper form and alignment. All right, so now we're gonna find just a little bit of planking here. You can choose to do this on your forearms if your wrists are just have had it up at this point. So when you're ready, you can go ahead and come into that full plank. If this is still too much, stay on the knees just like we did. All right, we're gonna start with some shoulder drops first. You're gonna let the upper body kind of sink down between the shoulders and then press it away. So do that again, come down and press away. Good. Good, lower, lift, 2 more, lower, lift, last one. Good, feel those shoulders sliding down towards the ribs. Then start to rock forward and back. Good, forward and back, awesome. So you're moving right at the ankle, right at the wrist. 2 more, forward and back, good. Don't let those hips drop, keep that center nice and strong, and then lower those knees all the way back down. All right, shake it out just a little bit. So always choose your version where you can keep that correct form and alignment. So if that means staying on your knees, stay on your knees, and that's perfectly fine. Okay, so go ahead and come on over back onto your bottom, but this time facing the end of the mat in a seated position. So we're gonna find a little bit of our roll downs here. So our arms are gonna come forward, right? We're gonna widen our sitting bones here to sit up nice and tall. So you want to imagine again that your back is against the mat, right? We're not rounding or slouching, and we're not thrusting our ribs forward, but finding that neutral alignment, feeling that center nice and strong. So arms are gonna come forward. They're gonna stay reaching forward. Legs are together. Take an inhale. Exhale, start to scoop the belly back. You're gonna round now as you just come halfway back. So feel that you're trying to kind of scoop out the center of your body. Take an inhale. Exhale, keep scooping as you round and lift back up. And then exhale. This is called a C curve. You should have a nice C curve in your spine all the way down. And then exhale to lift. Good, inhale into the ribs. Exhale, scoop, round and lift. We've got 2 more like that. And last one. Good, coming all the way up. All right, we're gonna do a few full roll downs. So I want you to start to roll it all the way down to the mat, 1 bone at a time. Inhale, the arms are gonna lift back behind you. Exhale, chin to chest, peel it up. Inhale, lift up tall. And again, exhale, roll down. Now, if this is hard, grab onto the backs of the legs for some support. And that can be when you're coming down and coming back up. Kind of use the upper body a little bit to bring you up. Let's do 1 more. Rolling down, find that control here. Scoop into your center. Inhale, don't let the ribs flare, stay in that center. And then exhale, peel and lift. All right, Now, let's go ahead and face forward here. So we're gonna move into some, what we call mermaid or side bending. And this here, I do want you to think of making sure that you're staying strong here as we lift up and out, right? So it's not just kind of this flopping over, but this intentional strength here so that when we lift up, we're feeling that freedom from the upper body as we stay strong through here. So we'll kind of work through that now. So go ahead and take your right hand, bring it to the mat. Knees and legs are off to the side. Go ahead and press that hand into the mat as you press your hips up, okay? So the hips are coming forward. You're almost in like the side plank here. Now keep this strong, keep this connected, and then reach the top arm over. And then we lower it back down. Let's do that again. So we come up here, we lift, and we reach, and then we come down. Good. Now see if you can get a little bit more lift, lift, lift. Still staying centered, but maybe you open up a little bit more and then you lower. Good. Let's do 2 more. So this is a beautiful side opener here, but in a way that feels safe and strong. Good. Lowering all the way back down. All right, we're gonna do that all on the other side. So let's go ahead and just move the legs over. And now you're gonna bring that left hand down to the mat. Same thing here. So come up into that side plank first, right? So this is where you press the hips forward, shoulders over the wrist, and then we reach that top arm out while keeping this in line. Think of shoulders pulling down and together, and then you reach the arm out nice and long. And then you lower back down. Let's do that again. Lifting up. Good. And lower. Good. Lift up. Now see if you can reach out of that upper body just a little bit more. Good. And lower. Let's do 2 more. Lift, reach. And lower. Last one. And bring it all the way back down. All right, we're gonna finish up on our backs here. So go ahead and come all the way down onto your spine and have your feet walk your feet close to your body. Arms are down by your sides. Keep those legs in parallel. So here we are in the position we started in, right? So hopefully you're feeling already some nice work through here, some centering, some strength, some stability. All right, and we're gonna use this while we do our bridge. So we're gonna find an articulating bridge. What that means is we're gonna roll the spine up and down 1 bone at a time. So take your inhale here in neutral. On your exhale, you're gonna start to flatten your low back into the mat as you peel the spine up. Good. Now hold here at the top for a second, right? Are you thrusting your ribs too much forward? If you are, bring them back in line with the pelvis, right? Again, find that center, find that strength, even here in this position. And when you're ready, start to roll back down. Think upper back comes down first, mid back, low back, and pelvis. Inhale here. Exhale, peel up. So imagine you're like a string of pearls in your spine and 1 pearl is lifting off at a time. Good, inhale at the top, but keep those ribs down. Exhale, you're reversing that string of pearls all the way back down to the mat. And then we release. Good, let's do 2 more. Rolling up. This is a beautiful spinal movement, spinal articulation for our spine, which if you know Pilates, right, we like to keep that spine healthy and flowing in all different directions. Let's do 1 more. And the best way that we can do that is finding that center, finding that strength. So we're doing it in a conscious and controlled way, and so that we don't hurt ourselves, right? So that it feels good. All right, release that pelvis. Go ahead and bring your head just softly side to side. Now bring your knees into your chest. Give them a big hug. So now you're pulling everything all the way into your center, right? Maybe you rock a little bit side to side. And then bring your feet to the mat. Send them all the way straight. So bring those legs out fully. Bring the arms up overhead. This time I do want you to kind of let that center go as you just kind of maybe move here side to side. Maybe arching your spine just a little bit off the mat, getting a little bit freer movement in the middle of that body. Good. And then go ahead and bend those knees. Maybe bring the legs in and then rock yourself up to seated and just come to a comfortable seat facing forward. And you guys completed day 1. I am so excited that you've chosen to join me on this journey. I hope I will see you for day 2. It is going to be awesome. We are going to continue to build. We're going to continue to strengthen our center so we can find bigger and bigger movements. And I think you're going to love it. So thank you again so much. If you're interested in another one of my series I've done a beginner 5-day series here. If you wanted to just check that out as well. I've also done a 14-day series, which I'll link to up here too. But I, again, am very grateful for you. And I hope that this kicks off your 2021 in a wonderful and positive way. So I look forward to seeing you next time.